Hi, this is Krystel, and you're listening to the Fuck Yeah CoDcast. Hope you enjoy.
Hello all, and welcome to the Fuck Yeah CoDcast, the Fuck Yeah Call of Duty official podcast. This is the pilot episode of, or basically the first podcast out of many podcasts that we hope to do in the future. I'm your host, Tyson, and accompanying me is Krystel. Say hi.
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Krystel here. Ow.
Actually, that's a nice way to start the podcast. Krystel gets hurt.
Just leave it. I don't even care. I just banged my face on my desk. Oh my goodness.
Awesome way to start the podcast, and this should be a marketing slogan or something. The Fuck Yeah CoDcast, where the host gets hurt.
You know, from the Fuck Yeah CoDcast, where people bang their face on desks. Come listen.
So what do we do here? We comment on the latest news of the Call of Duty world, and we give our opinions on them, plain and simple. We may agree or disagree, but we call them like we see it.
Pretty much, you know, even if our opinions don't match, we might even have little fights here and there, because I know I'm an Infinity Ward fan, and I know he likes to joke, so here we go.
Yeah, kind of like, it won't get to a point where we're grabbing each other by the throats. Although I know you would like that.
Maybe a little, maybe just a little bit. So.
Okay, So who are we? Like, okay, so I'm Tyson. I became a FYCoD.US moderator just a little while ago. I really gotta thank Joseph for that. Even though I can't really host, because at the time he was looking for people. He was asking specifically for people who could host lobbies, but I took that as advantage for me, and kind of like I'm the news poster of the blog. Kind of like I try to keep you updated in terms of the in terms of the news in the Call of Duty world. But I try to keep it professional. But on the news on the blog, I don't tend to get personal in my opinions, which this podcast aims to fill a little bit of that spot, which is where I share my opinions as well, and. And I can be reached online at KanayeB2. That's KANAYE space B2 on Xbox Live. I'm usually online playing Modern Warfare 3 or some other game that tickled my fancy right there.
Tickled my fancy. I'm gonna start using that. Oh my goodness.
Okay. So.
Yeah, I'm by Krystel. I am found on YouTube, and I've been an active member of Fuck Yeah CoD for a really long time. I've known Joseph before it was even as big as it was when Tumblr first started, and you know, he asked me to go on to do lobbies and just be there, keep eyes on things like that, and I actually love it, and I've met so many people through it, and I can't wait. I do a lot of game reviews, and I play a lot of Gears lately, but I am so playing Modern Warfare 3 so much with these new maps and stuff, so.
All right. So we have Tina Palacios, which has been announced by Infinity Ward, that she's taking up Bolin's previous spot, in which he left to found Robotoki, which is his venture project. I'm confused about one thing, because when Robert Bowling left, he was creative strategies of Infinity War, but still after that promotion, he was kind of like the unofficial face of Call of Duty, because he'd been working community manager for so long. So I don't really think Palacios will fully take his spot, because I think that would be kind of like upgrading her to that as well. And there's also Candice Capen, which been pretty active in the community, and what was it?
Candice is the community coordinator, which means she'd probably be doing stuff such as setting up events, or even being there for like what is the word? Drops, like map drops, stuff like that, you know, doing double XP things, like, you know, being the ones to see what you guys want and then trying to implicate it for the game. You know, if there needs to be more of this banning going on, or there's a glitch or something like that, she's like there to figure out what's going on and, you know, relay it back to whatever. That's pretty much her job.
It's funny that you mentioned double XP, because I was thinking like, okay, so the description was kind of like, okay, so because so she kind of like sets up events. So I was so the thing that came to my mind was Call of Duty XP. Would you think that she's responsible for that event?
It's possible. It's really easy. I mean, you can tell that they do holidays where they just throw on the double XP. During backpack drops and things like that, they throw on XP. So let's say she wants to set up something going on where she wants infected to be promoted. She could say, I want double XP, everyone, let's play infected. I'm pretty sure she has that power.
Well, her Twitter hasn't been really active today, and that's more Palacios' job, which is no surprise, because her announcement was first, and judging from Tina Palacios, kind of like she said, like, for example, to me, Bowling, a great guy, but he always seemed kind of like mild mannered. And Tina's kind of like more fun and whatnot. She messes around a lot. You can see it from her Twitter and whatnot. But that's just my impression. We Fuck Yeah Call of Duty. Wish her the best of luck and not so many trolling nudes, because
yes, that was the first thing I thought of, was, oh my goodness, she's going to have people flip a lid because of her being in that position, because that's a big role to take on, especially for a female. And, like, you know, I give so many props out to her, because a position like that, you have to be prepared for trolls and people to just hate the crap out of you just because you're a female and you're the community manager. Like, you just have to be prepared for that. So she has to exceed the expectations that people already have for her. So it's a really hard job. So I give so much credit to her, and I just hope she does a really good job.
Yeah, yes, and we hope she'll do a pretty good job. And what I want to add to that, because I've been navigating the forums really recently, and there's kind of like the immature people as well, kind of like, oh my god, a female approaching the job. It's just ridiculous sometimes how the internet can become. But
you would think at this time that, you know, people would accept it already. Like, you have people, all the same people who are saying a female are taking the job are saying that, you know, there's already enough females gaming. You know, you don't need to make it a big deal about it. It's like, you guys are contradicting yourselves. Come on now.
Yeah, and we're supposed to kind of get past that stage in which gender shouldn't matter, but apparently that's where we are. Okay, so
so we have to talk about the patch that came out recently for Modern Warfare 3.
Oh yeah. Okay, so for the patch notes, we have this, and this is from the official Call of Duty forums. And earlier I was reading out a comment that by some forumers' impressions, that the original post, which was made by Rob Bowling, wasn't being updated because he had left the company. I'm like, dude, you gotta read more below. Okay, so I believe this title is the 50th one that they issued to Modern Warfare 3, and it includes this several. Okay, so we have a change to matchmaking where region search is determined by party host. They also have support for the elite drops 9 through 12, which we'll talk about that later. We got face-off game mode plus 2 free maps for all, additional 5 prestige levels, Dead Silence and Sit Rep Pro functionality fix, and rapid fire glitch fix. The one that particularly interests me is the rapid fire one, mostly because I haven't heard about it. As in, like, are we talking about the SMG's rapid fire, or we're talking about the 3-burst SMG rapid fire? I don't know where Infinity War is really going with this. Have you heard anything about this?
Not exactly. I haven't really heard anything about it. I mean, I know it has to do with certain guns and stuff like that were going crazy, but I don't know.
They do double the. It's kind of like a few months back where kind of like the shotguns were rebalanced because everyone in the months was using the striker, and kind of like the other shotguns were largely unignored, which is kind of like I believe one of these things would be told by someone in the position of Palacios, looking at feedback and whatnot. Okay, so Dead Silence and Cyber Pro, and I cannot understand this one, even though I haven't used either myself. Although that may be a lie because I could have used Dead Silence in some of my stealth classes. Okay, so what goes is that Dead Silence makes your footsteps completely silent, and Cyber Pro, what gives you is you can hear your enemy's footsteps louder. So apparently, what this did is kind of like they cancel each other out. For example, if I was using Dead Silence and my enemy was using Cyber Pro, he couldn't hear me at all. Kind of like Dead Silence would still be affected, and it kind of remind me of the stopping power Juggernaut thing back in COD 4, which I think also got patched, in which stopping power completely cancels Juggernaut. Even though you can fire at an enemy and it still gives you the marker that this enemy has Juggernaut, it still deducts the real damage because they cancel each other out. So apparently this was not the case in Modern Warfare 3. So I think it has rebalanced. I still haven't read the opinion of the majority of forumers. So I guess we can leave it at that. Okay, so Face Off. This has been quite the surprise announcement. What do you think of it?
I think Face Off was kind of interesting, the way they did this new technique where pretty much former, COD players have been doing stuff like this from time in private matches and stuff like that. So it's nice to see that they're taking what we've been talking about and what we've been doing and, putting it on there so we don't have to makeshift it for ourselves.
Also on the regular schedule, when Face Off was introduced, they also gave two maps, which will be Erosion and a Ground, free for all Xbox Live members, and I think it's out for PS3 as well. I'm not really sure.
Yes, it is coming out for PS3 as well, but not yet because they always get stuff late. Because
but apparently not apparently, but that contract, that time exclusive contract, is supposed to come to an end this year, but that depends if Microsoft wants to renew it. Then they'll have a strong bidding hand in the coming year when it comes to Call of Duty, because let's just face it, Call of Duty is a big selling point for the Xbox 360 console.
It really is. No matter how much you hate to say it, how much you're a PS3 fan, you know that it is on Xbox. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so about the support for the Elite Drops, I was recently playing the Spec Ops map, which would be Ironclad and Kill Switch. Ironclad is based on the Modern Warfare 3 single player level goalpost, which is basically you're taking a tank division to Germany to rescue the vice president, but Ironclad, you're basically making it the way out. It was surprisingly fun. And for the achievement horse out there, it's ridiculously easy to get the achievement.
Well, I can't wait now. I'm such an achievement horse.
yeah, it's ridiculously easy. I can tell you, I unlocked it in one playthrough. All the three achievements that were related to the level, I just got it in one round. So kind of it's total achievement horse. But the really fun one was. Okay, so this Kill Switch, and there's also
Ironclad.
Yeah, okay. Ironclad is a big map. It's not based on nothing that has been currently been shown on the Modern Warfare 3 campaign, which basically there's a sniper, and you have someone on the ground, kind of maneuvering his way to get to a building to disable the EMP. So at least since I was playing solo, I did parts while on the ground and I did parts as a sniper, and at least the achievements for this one aren't quite as obvious. You get it, like, playing it on veteran is incredibly hard, especially since you have juggernauts. So it's really really hard. It took me about 5 tries to get it right. And
the one that I saw the information, I don't know if this is wrong, but it says like there's one player in a tank and then there's one on foot. That's Ironclad. Yeah.
So because since I played that one solo, I was always the one in the ground.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so I actually want to play that. Tanks are always so hard to use though, because you got 2 different directions wherever you're going, and I'm like, I can't go straight, and I hate tanks.
We're gonna have to find someone to co it up with. And also there's Oasis, which is the new multiplayer map. I actually like Oasis map layout. Like it's in this beautiful hotel based in Arabia, or not really in a hotel. It's a hotel. It's called the Oasis. That's why the map is called that way. But it actually has a pretty nice layout. 14 deathmatch is just glorious, and I can see it working. I'm not sure for domination. I haven't played a match on that yet, but Search and Destroy, which would be my second favorite game mode, it would be perfect for that. You have a chance to play that one yet?
Oh, I haven't had a chance to play Oasis yet, but I did see some screenshots of it, and I do really like the layout. It looks nice. It looks like I could set up some nice domination matches on that.
Okay, and for the last of the patch notes, change the matchmaking where region search is determined by party host. Am I the only one in thinking that instead to being limited to regional to regional matches, I think there was a Call of Duty one which allowed playing outside regional servers. I think it was World of War, I believe, or
I think it was that one actually. I mean, because I know when I played that, I never had a problem with like being in certain, servers and things like that. Like any other game, it would always be so complicated when you're trying to play with someone that's like out of the region. It's just.
I still remember fondly when. Okay, so it was one of the sleepless night back then. Blackouts was kind of like the popular thing to go around, and I remember the sleepless night. I just kind of like turned on my Xbox and then jump online, and I actually managed to play with guys from Indonesia, from Japan, from China, and I'm like, I think I stayed with them throughout the throughout the whole session before I kind of like just fall asleep again, and that's when it kind of hit me. It would be awesome if Infinity War Treyarch allowed me to play outside of my regional server. That would be awesome.
I think I played once with some German people, and then I played once with some South American people, and then I always like end up getting in like UK servers, but I always have like that as a party. Whoever's the party leader is UK. So I don't know how I got in a match with like some Swedish and Russian people, but it's interesting. Like,
about what time was that? Did you met these people?
I think it was when I was playing Modern Warfare 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I mean, it could have been like, a random glitch because, Modern Warfare 2 is full of this craziness going on at that time. So, but I know I ended up playing with someone who was totally speaking Russian. Like, a whole, clan just speaking Russian to me. And I'm like, okay.
Hello, comrade. I am from America.
Pretty much. I was like, I don't know what you're saying. What are you saying? I cannot understand.
I like borscht and vodka.
Do you speak that English? I do not know. That was my face. That was me.
But outside this funny moment, kind of like at least me personally, me and Modern Warfare 2 are not on good terms. Whoever knows me personally and knows that I'm a Call of Duty fan, everyone knows that I have a bone to pick with Modern Warfare 2. It's one of those games which kind of like. I never thought that a game could make me into throwing a controller around. I almost broke a controller, and you know what it is? One Man Army, Danger Close, Nip Tubes, or Scavenger. They're like,
The spawn tube, the
Yeah.
ultimate spawn tube. Yes, when that was becoming a hit, I was pissed. I had to take a leave of absence. But that, Modern Warfare 2, is by far one of the best games of the Call of Duty franchise, for me personally.
yeah, and I would disagree, but
Yeah. I say one of, it's up there. It's either COD 4 or Modern Warfare 2. Like, that's my top two.
Yeah, so and judging by your responses, you would be the Infinity War girl, like kind of like you enjoy.
Yeah. But I do love World at War. Oh my goodness. I do love that game so much.
Oh my god. Besides from the fact that beating that game on veteran is a total bitch.
It lasts like 3 missions or death. Oh my goodness! But that game was so fun.
I remember beating that game on veteran. There was kind of like, okay, so there's this classic moments. I was fighting my way to the to the main building where Hitler was in, where I was supposed to put a flag on it.
Yeah,
oh my god! I died like 100+ times on that one.
I actually haven't even beaten it on veteran because I'm stuck at the part where you like have to run through this like trenches and stuff like that, and like throw like Molotovs and stuff. You know, after you get past that part, you like blow up the tanks. Like, I was stuck on that part for a millennia because I literally walk up and get shot in the face. I was like, I'm so dumb.
Like definitely. World of War is one of those games where you're gonna have to crouch. To crouch, even go prone, even if it takes you 15 or 20 minutes.
Crawl up on the sandbags and just sit there.
And the fact that they also have kind of like infinite spawning enemies doesn't help either.
Oh my gosh, the AIs don't do anything either, unless you like trigger Reznov to run up and do like one of the cutscene kills or like one of the normal kills that are required. You literally have to push the spawn, like. It won't stop until you make it through a part.
No. What I usually do is kind of like I let my teammates do the work, and kind of like I'm just staying out of harm's way. Kind of like, go, kill those enemies. Oh, they're in the tree. Oh, they're in the tree. Boom, boom, and that's all I did. I don't know. It was infuriating. I beat World of War on veteran on PlayStation 3. I haven't done so in 360 because reliving those memories in which it was actually infuriating. But yeah, I really gotta give it to Treyarch because in my opinion they won me over with World of War. I'm kind of like a huge WW2 nerd. I'm a huge World War II nerd.
Oh, I love you too. I know, but I didn't like. No, that's the only game they've done well. That's all I have to say about that. Let's not get me started about the Black Ops series. Let's not, because I will go in.
Maybe for another podcast.
We'll save that for a later note.
Okay. So not discussing the Black Ops merits, but I do have something to share on Black Ops 2 because kind of like this is a question that has always been puzzling me, and they have kind of like the internet has gone to the developers kind of like. When is Call of Duty getting a new engine? When is Call of Duty getting a new engine? When is Call of Duty getting a new engine? And then recently, Dan Emmerich, which is known on the internet as one of Source, has posted a podcast in which he includes an interview, and he dropped the bomb, kind of like. So does this new Black Ops has a new engine? Kind of like, the internet made me do it, so I'm here asking it to you. And he said on the subject, and I quote. People always ask me, is this a new engine? I liken it to the people who live in an older house that has been remodeled. Just because you're remodeling the house and it will look new or it will have a new kitchen, you don't tear out the foundation or break off some of the framing. You might even go as hardcore as replacing the plumbing, and we will do that sort of thing as an analogy. It's a gross simplification, but it's one way to say that. There's a lot of good still in that foundation that you wouldn't get rid of, and we don't. We look to advance in the areas that support our game design. Engines, each time they get touched, they change. The creators alter them. They don't modify what they don't need to. And then they alter what they need to. You can't make a competitive product if you're not upgrading that engine along the way. I think the whole thing about new engine, sometimes that's a great buzzword. Well, I have a new graphics engine. Is that a new engine? Where does it start and stop? elements of the code you can trace back for a very, very long time, but whole parts of the code are entirely new. Two areas we did focus on for this game were the graphics and the lighting. A pretty significant amount of work is going into that. I think what people are asking for is for us to push. They want us to make a better looking game. They want things. I don't think those are things people can ask for. We ask ourselves that very same question. We wanted to advance the graphics. I think the questions are valid. The answer might not need to be an entirely new engine, but you might need to do an entire overhaul of your entire lighting system. The trick is, we're not willing to do that if we can't keep it running at 60 frames per second, but we did that this time. So this is the Black Ops engine. And I close the quote. And the entire interview is fascinating. Like, if you got time, drop by Dan Emery's blog and hear the whole podcast. So I think it's the 38th one that he does. So basically, this is a question that kind of perplexes me. Like, why do people keep asking for Call of Duty to have an engine? Kind of like, this is what makes Call of Duty popular. It's an arcadey type of shooter. Like, for example, I'm sorry, but I might be able to, with this coming, I might be able to piss the Battlefield fans off. But, like, for example, the Frostbite 2, it was marketed in Battlefield 3. However, kind of like, okay, so it does have pretty graphics. Like, but for example, one thing people have to realize, like, for example, for me, Battlefield isn't for me. Although I love, and trust me, I love the sniping in Bad Company 2. But it's way too tactical. Like, it's really not the game for me. And I keep reading on the internet, kind of like, oh, Modern Warfare 3 is the sucks. Battlefield is better.
No, Battlefield is for men. Battlefield people who really know how to play games. That's all I hear all the time.
Yeah, and it gets to the point where it's really aggravating. Like, for example, let Call of Duty people play their Call of Duty with its flaws, but we enjoy it. Okay.
Yeah, like, don't even try and say that, Call of Duty doesn't have flaws, because we know, and we complain about it all the time, and how many patches do we get? All the time. So, exactly. That's what it is.
Exactly, but, yeah, like, and as we go for Black Ops, it's like you'll start hearing the haters when there's gameplay going around, kind of like, oh, this is the same engine that was used in World of War, the same engine that used in Call of Duty 4.
Exactly.
And the thing is, like, I love Call of Duty 4. It's kind of like it's right up there on my list of favorite Call of Duty. It's right up there. And oddly enough, it's the Call of Duty which I started with too. Like I remember going around with my Solid's MP5K, going to Wetworks. I dominated free for all. But back in the time when I played, of course, and it all went for there. And yeah, but most of the hate towards Call of Duty is kind of like unnecessary hate, like to these people, kind of like who work really, really hard and whatnot.
They're always going to be haters. It's what it is. You can't let it bring you down or make you stop playing a game. You just got to keep playing what you're doing. And if you like Call of Duty, like, shooting people, killing them really fast, completely not being realistic, then that's the game for you. And, I love doing that sometimes. And then sometimes people like to play realistic games. You actually have to plan things, think about it and try and be aware of your surroundings, and that's for the Battlefield 3 player, and I've grown to adapt to that. I hated Battlefield 3 because I just couldn't get it. It just wouldn't make any sense, and then I played it so much, and it clicked, and I loved it. But I am still such a COD fangirl, it's disgusting.
Yeah, I know. But mostly this is kind of like Mr. Lamia giving us his input on what he thinks is makes an engine, and at least it'll be good to know that although, for example, Black Ops was sort of slow paced compared to Modern Warfare 2, but
that is an understatement.
You think so?
I think it was so slow. I played, my dumb self, I got it for a birthday present. They got me the Prestige Edition, and I was like, alright, and I go to the midnight release and get it. We get it, and I play it, and I'm like, okay, I played it for a few months, stopped playing it, picked it up again, and then I played Modern Warfare 2, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can hear everything. I move so much faster. It was like this whole new game I was playing. I'm like, it made me love Modern Warfare 2 so much more being compared to a game like that.
Yeah, but it's kind of like the formula, like kind of like that's the Treyarch magic. At least I always felt that like it was arcadey, like every Call of Duty game is and should be. But it felt bit. But compared to Infinity Ward's products, it felt kind of slow. For some people, that's a good thing. Like I'm on that camp. But for some people, that's a bad thing. It's kind of like okay, so but at least you like Call of Duty. So this will be the end of the podcast. Like David said, thank you for listening. Remember, we're on the web at FYCoD.us. FYCoD.us. You can always check us out there. We will post news and cool pictures for you to reblog. All right. See you on the other episode.
See you guys.
Hi, this is Tyson, and thanks for listening to the Fuck Yeah CoDcast.